Beautiful cross screen from Reggie. That's a part of his game that's very underrated. Much like John Stockton, a terrific screen setter. You have to honor his shot, so he's often freeing his teammates up.
Now Payton looking to post. Swings inside, and then a pretty pass. Antoine Walker was... Fred Jones, a first-round draft pick of the Pacers 3 years ago. Big-time scorer at Oregon. Won the slam dunk contest in L.A. last season. Here's Walker with a finger roll.
Here's the kicker. Co-producing it will be Oscar-winning actress Hilary Swank and her husband Chad Lowe. Reggie saying just for them to accept me in this is an awesome, awesome thing and a great challenge, Dick.
That's what happens when you hang around Spike Lee at Madison Square.
Got a problem.
No question about it. The Celtics bench actually outscored the Pacers in every game until the last one, and now they've turned the tables again. 4-point lead for the Celtics, and the clock winding down. Pierce, guarded by Jones outside, hitting the jumper with 2.6.
There have been a lot of great players in this league, a lot of great closers in this league. None better than Reggie Miller. He's done it for a long time.
And he's hit 2 threes to start this third quarter. Pierce hitting from outside. That little mascot, JoJo White.
Smooth Joe. JoJo White and Charles. I thought Charles was in the studio.
Paul Pierce has to join this party, folks. Davis is going well, but Paul Pierce has got to get in the mix a little bit more.
Here's Pierce leaning in, and Jackson won't let him shoot. And this one will drop, so the field goal by...
He's going to get something where Paul can get something going to the basket and possibly get to the free throw line.
Well, I agree with you 100% on that. Paul's got to get involved right now.
Guarded by Jackson. Feed to Ricky Davis. Scores a big basket for...
They're young and inexperienced guys. It starts with him. If he believes, they begin to believe.
And the tip controlled by the Celtics with Payton, Ricky Davis, Al Jefferson, Antoine Walker, and Delonte West. Pierce is finished for the game, and Jefferson getting the field goal, his first points.
That clock was winding down. Rick would look at that line and say, hey, this lineup can't score.
James Jones thrust into a more prominent role with the Pacers, the different injuries that they're dealing with. Jones' second season, a native of Miami. Celtics going with Delonte West here at the start of the second. Shot clock down at 2. West, arguably the best shot. This is the 10th year that the Celtics have played here at the Flea Center. Amazing.
That's amazing how
it's been that long already. Started the fourth quarter as the Celtics ended that third quarter on an 11-1.
Team that turns the ball over twice the rest of the way will lose this ball game. The team that makes 1 or 2 threes will also win this ball game down the gut.
Well, the winner tonight will be in the driver's seat. Inside, Pierce finds Payton.
Down a big-time 3, and that's a play coming out of the timeout, and Reggie knows it's his.
Is there anyone better at quieting down a sold-out arena than Reggie Miller?
Well, you talk about silencing the lambs. He certainly did. This building went quiet.
Here is Pierce, just his 7th shot attempt of the night from Dale Davis. This is a 5-point basketball game. Here is Banks, puts his head down, puts it down.
The officials tonight, Mike Callahan, Derek Stafford, who tosses the opening tip, and Michael Smith. And it's the Celtics controlling the tip. Boston coming in, having won the Atlantic Division during the regular season, a 3rd seed in the East. And Delonte West getting a start tonight finds Paul Pierce.
Defended by Jermaine O'Neal.
And Pierce steps back and sticks the jumper.
Defensive pressure on the Pacers.
A 2-point ball game. The Celtics have led by as many as 6. Davis around a pick by LaFrentz. Ricky Davis leading a playoff drought with their win over the Bulls today at the MCI Center. Boston up big throughout the half, and now Pierce on the pull-up puts the Celtics.
Jackson underneath rather than at the perimeter when he was staying one-on-one and trying to beat his man with perimeter shots or tough drives.
Ricky Davis with a pitch out, and it's Delonte West connecting on a deep 2.
Pierce and Walker, not a lot of experience in this kind of a situation. Doc has to stay on him.
Well, no question about it. When he said changing coverage on the fly, that means if you have my man, you got to communicate and say, pick up mine.
Apparently some confusion in the defensive switches. Davis changes his mind in midair. Shot clock down to 6. Pierce double team. Inside for Perkins. And a strong move to the goal by Kendrick Perkins.
He got Ray Prince up in the air. Patting Reggie Miller. He knocks down the runner.
15 points for Reggie Miller. Gorgeous feed. Payton finds Walker. And he lays it up on the career, but this is the first season that he is a starter for a team in postseason play. He certainly has responded to the challenge for Rick Carlisle. Pierce rather, off the pretty pass from Walker. Pierce nearly came up with the steal. Fred Jones has it. Shot clock down to 6. Jones attacking. Jefferson comes up with the steal. The big man active with his hands. And the Celtics could cut it to single digits. They've outscored the Pacers 10-2. Points into the paint in this period. Payton splitting inside. Davis left open. And the Celtics to within 8 points. And these fans serenading Reggie Miller. Payton works around a screen and he's left open on his switch.
By the Indiana Pacers here in the second quarter, in their first 2 points of the second quarter. It's also, while it's a physical blow to Jermaine O'Neal, it's a psychological blow to his teammates.
Well, that's exactly right, because they need him, Matt, on the floor. And he knows that, and that's why he's trying to do the best he can. The young man's being extremely courageous now.
Shot clock down. Pierce in the lane.
I would argue I was made of tissue paper, but to put in perspective, Reggie Miller and I were 1 year apart. Reggie came out of college 1 year before I did, and I've been retired for 4 years now. Just tells you what a durable, like I said, Hall of Fame guy he is, and he's just a credit to everybody that's played this game of basketball.
Walker, and the dish from Payton. Reggie Miller, of course, with 12 points here in the third quarter, 12 of his 25.
We heard Paul Pierce telling his team right at the end of the third quarter, they would not lose this game.
What they had to do is what they did do, get Paul Pierce more involved, because they weren't able to get the transition baskets. And he sort of has helped the defense rather than the defense helping him.
To the cutter, Davis. Great ball control, hanging in the air. Pierce missing a long 2.
Really strong.
Blocked underneath.
And no offensive rebounds either. That's part of their problem. Look at this open. Don't leave him.
And halfway down and out for Reggie. Boston just 1 of 13 from the field. Game 1 of the first round here between Indiana and Boston. 12-6, and now Ray LaFrance finally.
Reggie waited. Johnson knifed, dove to the 10, and a good acknowledgement.
Jermaine O'Neal has been conspicuously silent offensively. There's the Pacers' first field goal in about 6.5 minutes. Jefferson with the turnaround.
He's got a game in there. Paid a few dollars, and now back at home with the Pacers. Pretty good little screen there.
Banks up court. West on the wing. Jefferson jockeying against Dale Davis down low.
He's very creative offensively. Nice drop step.
Spinning away from pressure. 6 points. Hand for the fans as Tony Allen comes back in for him.
Maybe the shirt going down there with a cup of water, so that means one thing, a little aspirin.
A 22-point lead for the Boston Celtics, but in this very tumultuous season for Indiana, the one thing they haven't done is acquiesce and give up. Walker rolling into the paint and rolls in that hook shot. Under 7 minutes to go. Boston still with a commanding lead. Payton up court. Gary Payton had a huge third quarter for the Boston Celtics to really crush Indiana and put this one out of reach.
A nice little play. They use a curl off of 2 to get Pierce on a post-up.
Looking on Jones down low. Dropped a dime like a bank teller.
What a feat.
Fairly badly, and if that's the case, the game plan should be to try to slow these guys down, Michael. They're 29th in the league in offense. They've been playing better the last month, but they don't score that well.
Roaming around by himself. He can knock him down.
Had a very good game against the Celtics earlier this year.
Bounce is his spot.
This is fun watching these kids.
Banks. Back to West. West covered by Best. Gets it back nicely. Good luck. Jefferson.
Smash off the opening tip.
You said it right. That is a strong way to start this basketball game, and hopefully a sign of good things to come.
Now Rafe LaFrette's beyond that triple line, and Rafe LaFrette will
for the second half, and so Z's back in the ball game and continuing to struggle a little bit with that hand.
Now this is Paul Pierce trying to shed Newble. Pierce scoreless in the first half. Paul Pierce at 0 for 3 at 14 minutes. Davis looked like it should have been a walk. Walker baseline hard, got that to fall with the
first shot here in the fourth quarter.
That ball fake, Marcus Snow looked off as he faked that pass to the spotted up Sasha Pavlovich and then calmly stroked the jumper. Eric Snow has been marvelous tonight for the Cavaliers. The veteran with 74 games of playoff experience as a Philadelphia 76er. Ricky Davis got shut off. So no Pierce, Walker, Payton on the floor to start quarter number 4. But Red is back in the Cavalier locker room and will not return tonight. So Delonte West now with Mark Blount, Kendrick Perkins, Tony Reed, and this man, Ricky Davis. Shot clock at 4. Davis off the spin. Davis with a sensational
tonight to do it, and as Doc Rivers said in the pregame show, he doesn't want to back into this Atlantic Division title. He wants to win this game tonight and clinch it with a win. Celtics control the tip, and we are underway here in Toronto, in Toronto, in Toronto, in Toronto, in Toronto, in Toronto. Friends, Peterson has got Allen. So is chasing after Walker there. Antoine takes him inside and back.
Number 7, Al Jefferson,
Araujo has come in off the Toronto bench. Pierce looking to step into the shot, gives it to Payton instead, and Gary knocks it down.
Nice.
Do you change your game now, Tom, with Mourning on the floor? Or
No,
the same
thing.
Ricky Davis and fouls. 2 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the first quarter. So we're talking about 8 or 9 minutes here. 8 minutes maybe. Back to Ricky. Oh, Ricky is on the clock. Miami by 1. Pierce takes it. Got it!
Do a job on him on the board.
As I mentioned off the top, not only a tough building, it's a tough city for the Celtics to play with. In the history of the Celtics, they have their worst winning percentage in the city of Milwaukee. So it doesn't seem to matter what is going on with Boston. Milwaukee always plays tough in this building. Antoine down low to Joe Smith on. Not a very big crowd here tonight. That's an understatement. Antoine gets 2.
Well, the Celtics have only scored 2 points in a little over 3 minutes. And this is what's got to happen.
And 10 the numbers for Gadzarich. It is a 5-point Buck lead that Pierce for 12 minutes of basketball left. Marcus Banks will be at the point to open up the fourth quarter. Celtics trailing by 4, 84-80. Banks, Blount, Perkins, Allen, and Davis. And the Celtics need some scoring out of number 12. He gets it to Perkins. Back outside to Banks. Oh, good look inside for Tony.
And they thought they got the whistle, so it'll be a parade of people falling and hitting the deck.
Pierce, Strickland makes a run at him, so does Pfizer. That means Banks is left open. Marcus. Oh, good shot. Gadzarich. Gadzarich ties his career high in points with 19. Under 3 minutes to go in the game. Boston the ball, and they're up 2. They get it to Payton. Looking to go to Pierce. They do. Red there defensively.
Red's got his arm.
Kicks it over to Davis. Ricky's going to take it and make it a 3 for Payton. Pierce trying to come to the ball. They get it to him. Pierce working on Mason. Pierce steps back. Buries it.